Did you send the skulls?
I don't think he has enough money to send skulls anymore.
Rate Ian, honestly, I would say like 9.5.
I feel like it's weird to not rate your partner a 10 out of 10.
My boy has not been so much as touched by the opposite before Anisa.
The only thing that would make him like 0.5 hotter is if his breath didn't stink all the time.
That's just something you could keep to yourself.
iDubbbz missed out on Max Mofo's wedding because his wife had a tattoo appointment.
That's disgusting. What a loser.
What does friendship mean to you?
I would say that iDubbbz kind of hit a wall on the creation of his content, and he didn't know how to translate that feeling. He met Anisa, and she kind of grabbed onto him and like forced a meeting onto it. You know what? I don't think you want to make content anymore. Maybe you want to do like a boxing event. Maybe you want to fight. And then they kind of did this whole thing, which Ian very clearly does not like at all. It all just boils up to this point here. iDubbbz is 100% like 2 human skulls. Let's watch this cheaply video now.
iDubbbz slop tent? Well, why didn't you say so?
Yes.
iDubbbz and his wife have been blessing us for the
Anisa and her husband.
course of 2 months with just unrelenting content. It is fantastic. Practically every public appearance they make, they say something incredibly stupid. And it really doesn't matter what topic they choose to speak about. It could
Maybe that's why they're friends with Ethan Klein. Hey, get it? It's a little joke about how they're all a little crazy.
be their own boxing event, or it could be about the skulls that were sent to Ethan Klein's house and how it's humorous.
One last question.
I find it so funny when people say it's humorous. Oh, skulls were sent to Ethan Klein's house. It's humorous. That's another bone in the body. Isn't that so silly?
And did you send the skulls?
It is pretty messed up what happened to Ethan. I probably shouldn't be joking about that, but I mean, sorry.
What is your opinion on this?
So off rip, we hear about the skulls, we laugh. This is not an issue. This is not a threat. This is not harassment, okay? Big word that iDubbbz seemingly has forgotten matters, right? For years, he cried and pissed his pants. Actually
Pissed in his pants? It's fucking hot. I mean, that's gross.
Shit his pants, according to his wife, about harassment and how he felt so bad about the harassment he was causing to the content cop victims. But here we're laughing at the skulls. Now, listen. You can have your opinion about the skulls. You can think that it wasn't so serious. You can think that it was serious. At the end of the day,
yeah, I think it's pretty serious. It is interesting that Ethan doesn't really talk about it though. I wonder if he just doesn't want to give it too much attention. He doesn't want to encourage more.
Skulls were sent to someone's house. That's a bit fucked up. It's not like they were sent with a letter saying, "Hey, we're huge fans and we work at a skull institute and we wanted to send these to you."
I would still be scared. Personally, I'd be fucking terrified of that.
They were ominously sent. Okay, we don't know why. That's a bit crazy, don't you think?
The skulls, and did you send them?
I didn't send the skulls.
I don't think he has enough money to send skulls anymore. I think that's the problem. I'm pretty sure he's like, they don't have any money left. They just bombed out the Creator Clash event. Right? So it's kind of, wait, what the hell? You're kind of fucked on that. Okay. Great.
I don't know. I thought the skulls thing was kind of humorous to hear that.
It's kind of funny. It was a gag. I was laughing. I liked it. I enjoyed it. By the way, this is the same guy that was shitting his pants in his content deputy when H3 referenced somebody who was making fun of his boxing event because that Twitter account had liked and retweeted some Sam Hyde adjacent posts. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys don't understand. Sam Hyde is obviously worse than death threats, you know. at least iDubbbz, I suppose. I mean, for the way that iDubbbz crashed out over the whole Sam Hyde thing, yeah. I mean, actually, maybe he does feel that way. I think it's at a point now where, for seeing iDubbbz laughing at Ethan getting sent like human skulls to his house, I think we're at like kind of a point where he just he doesn't really care about Ethan. I think that this whole empathy bullshit arc has kind of gone away. And I think it's more of just like, Ethan's not a human to him anymore because he's kind of so in deep, he probably couldn't have, I don't think he could even like, I don't even think he could like change his perspective if he wanted to. He's kind of locked himself into the, the anti-Ethaners. So I think that might be one of the, that might be part of it at this point. Because like, what is he, he's supposed to humanize him? I mean, I guess he could. I would just be like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But I guess this is iDubbbz's whole thing. I don't think he really has any true empathy. I think he has to have his wife tell him what he's supposed to care about in order for him to have like a nice take about somebody. I really don't understand it because it's pretty fucked up. You know, I don't know. It's fucking. It's human skulls being sent to your house. It's pretty fucked up. It's just terrible. I don't know. Like, how do you not have like a yeah, man? That's pretty terrible. Like, yeah, I don't like Ethan Klein, but it's pretty messed up, man. I can't believe somebody would send him human skulls. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, this guy will get his fucking panties in a twist when you retweet somebody that he finds is Sam Hyde adjacent, right?
Adjacent.
But
Ooh,
skulls,
what is
literal
this?
skulls from a medical institute
mind.
get sent to your house, and all of a sudden, that's humorous.
Ooh, a medical. Maybe he's just doing a little play on words, dude. Maybe he's just like, haha, bones.
I don't know. I tend to
Hey,
think
bones.
that skulls being sent to someone's house, probably not a good thing. I wouldn't appreciate it. Please don't do that. I don't think anyone appreciates having skulls sent to their house.
Maybe iDubbbz would appreciate having some heads at his house. It's the only person he's ever had sex with is Anisa, which is fucking crazy.
Bit ominous, I would say. And by the way, it's not like this is something that iDubbbz doesn't understand. Even iDubbbz stopped taking submissions from his viewers for his classic bad unboxing, okay? He used to take submissions where people would send things to his P.O. box and he would review them. Instead, now what he does is he goes online on Temu or Amazon or whatever and buys products.
Damn.
And even his audience seems to get it. Usually I'd be pumped, but they're all purchased online. No bagel boys and random shit from people's table anymore.
That's kind of boring, no? I mean, I'm not. I get it, but to me, it's like, why even bother doing it anymore? Like, it just seems kind of boring. That just seems like a boring thing to do at that point. I don't know. Seems kind of cringe.
I think it's reasonable to compromise, seeing how some dude could literally send him anthrax or a pipe bomb.
Or maybe send them some poops.
Yeah, like, again, I'm not saying that a skull is on this level.
Here's my thing with the Ethan Klein thing, with where they sent him human skulls. You guys know that Party City went out of business, right? Like, why didn't you just send him skulls from Party City? Everything was 90% off at a certain point. You know, and that was somewhat recently that Party City went out of business. Why didn't you guys just send him skulls from Party City? It would have been so much cheaper, you know? Because I think they're real skulls, but apparently somebody bought them off like a skull website. Or, I don't know, some kind of, I don't know. It's not as scary, you know? Unless you're going to actually kill somebody and then take their skulls. It's kind of like, well, lame, you know? I'm not saying you should do that, but I don't know.
But the reality is people understand that, you know, you don't want to receive bad things in the mail. And there's a reason why he,
like bills, medical bills. Bleh.
this bad unboxing, decided to no longer receive things, right? So I don't
true.
understand how he finds it humorous that a guy who isn't trying to receive anything got 2 skulls
Those skulls were $2,500 each. That's such a commitment, giving Ethan Klein $5,000.
in the mail, or 3. I don't remember how many it was. But that's the coverage on the skull situation, okay? iDubbbz says it's humorous, okay? Funny gag, no big deal.
The humerus is located in the upper arm to be between the shoulder blades and the elbow joints. Interesting. Wow.
But there's other shit to cover. H3 drops this Instagram story. Ian lost his virginity to Anisa, and he had never had a girlfriend or been with a woman before that. This is what he told me shortly before they started dating. Now here,
That's crazy, man. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You fall in love with the first person you talk to. I'm almost jealous. I've been through so many different girls. I think they were all girls. You know, so, and it's like, it's tough to find love, and I finally did, and, you know, it's difficult. I'm jealous of some people who fall in love quickly. Not even quickly, but, like, they find somebody, and they're, like, not constantly, you know, having issues with them or conflicts. I mean, I don't know, I could be very toxic. I'm not proud of it, but, you know, that's why I need my wife. She's toxic, too, but it's like, we balance each other out. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay to do that. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's just a little... I don't know. I just feel like he just has her speak for him all the time, so it doesn't really seem particularly genuine. I don't know. It just seems like he's like a lapdog now for her. No.
here's the thing. Typically, I would.
It just seems like he gave up his entire desire to be, you know, reasonable or anything. He just seems to like push it off to it. And he's okay. Anisa, you have the opinion on something for me. That's what it feels like.
Say this is snaky. Why would you say that, Ethan? He said that to you in confidence.
Where the fuck do I
But
go?
obviously, we're in a different situation now. Okay, Ian thinks the skulls are humorous. There's clearly no love lost between these two. I'll also say this. All right, I believe him. I believe this story. The
here.
stuff that Anisa has said about the state of iDubbbz's room and how disgusting and like full of trash and like he was a hoarder, it leads me to believe that there are some antisocial tendencies that iDubbbz may or may not have developed that don't exactly...
Is that as of now, or is that like from the past?
Attract women.
The issue is Ian's YouTube ego. Yet also admits that he's desperate and won't
Oh man, we gotta watch this Rob's Media video, I think.
find someone else like her. Her chatter
Let's back that up just for a second. He kept saying, "I won't find someone like you again, and I want to make it work."
Damn. Is she making fun of him?
Bro, this is 2017.
Yeah, I just don't like how I'm being treated, and I should have stopped it a long time ago. I think it's his YouTube ego. I mean, have it not be on his mind for a while so he can be more relaxed decision. I don't know what you think. Okay, it sounds like a conversation with a friend.
Anisa's saying it in plain English on the Discord DMs that she's sending to her community. Like, what do you want me to say? My boy has not been so much as touched by the opposite sex before. Anisa, in itself, it's not
Not even by his mommy? I'm not like that. You obviously don't want your mom to touch you like that, you know, unless you're kind of a weird guy or you have a hot mom, but damn.
a big deal. But in the context of the relationship, I find it very quote unquote humorous. Based a little clapback, Ethan. You're starting to get based again. Gotta be careful. Your audience isn't a huge fan of this type of stuff.
Like rate Ian honestly, I would say like 9.5. Like literally.
All right, that's pretty good. 9.5. It sounds like she loves. I mean, I always rate my wife a 10 because you know, I love my wife a lot, and you know, I feel like it's weird to not rate your partner a 10 out of 10. Right? That just is strange. You know, this is the person that you're in love with. 10 out of 10 to you, no?
Really, the only thing that would make him like, you know, 0.5 hotter is if like he fucking his breath didn't stink all the time or whatever. Like literally.
Or whatever. That's crazy. His breath stinks. Why don't you tell him about that? Why the fuck are you talking to us about it? The fuck? Why? Why is Anisa telling us about his breath stinking? That's. Oh, talk to him about that. What the fuck? That's insane. Why are you telling us about this? Why is she saying this to people? Why? How old is this? This is insane.
Jesus.
That's just something you could keep to yourself, man. That's not even in like in the context of being funny. Like, it's one thing if you have like a little podcast with your husband or your wife and you're being like silly on the podcast, like, oh, your breath stinks. You know, like you're being silly. Like, that's the point, is to be silly. But she's having a real venting moment about her fucking husband that took her last name. And she's like, yes, fucking, he would be a 10, but his breath stinks. What the I just feel shitty. I don't know. I would never do that to my wife. That is just such a violation.
Oh my god. So just as Ethan says here, she's exposed him for shitting his pants.
That's crazy.
Having shit-smelling breath.
Damn.
And being cheap.
Damn. I mean, the being cheap one. She said that iDubbbz was cheap. Then why doesn't he like Ethan Klein? What the fuck?
Hilarious. Well, wait, chat. There's more. Shout out Chris the Narc. He got me an early version of the podcast that Ian and Anisa put out called Maximum Damage. Now, I don't know if this is one that came from their Patreon because it's not currently available publicly. So we'll only be looking at a segment of the podcast, which I think is publicly relevant, and I would argue is a form of transformational content here, okay? Because they're talking about something that is going under. What is it that's going under? Creator Clash. Creator Clash.
Oh, is this the clip that we had watched? Yeah.
If you guys don't know, has been rumored to be rescheduled.
Oh yeah, that's my understanding. They're not doing anything anymore with it.
We don't know when it's being rescheduled, but a certain content creator by the name of Will Neff did in fact talk about it and is in fact no longer cutting weight for the event. All right, let's give this a listen.
Maybe like your parents coming out like kind of like a floating ghost saying like, no son of mine.
Not like this.
Not like this. Yeah, but I wonder if there's any boggarts in the claws art.
Yeah.
Like they themselves.
The what?
I wonder what their interpersonal lives are like.
Who the fuck is listening to this podcast? What is
whatever members I suppose they have.
this slop that I am listening to?
Boggarts.
Well, we'll get into that in a bit.
Also, why not just make it public? What?
For now, I want to say
if they really didn't care about all like this criticism, then they would just leave it up. They would just leave it up. Like, they would just leave everything up. Just leave it all up, man. Who gives a fuck, you know?
Hey, welcome back, everyone. I know we've been quite away, but we're back now, and we're going to deliver you the greatest.
Yeah. Why have we been away? We're tired.
Yeah. It's mainly been that. I mean, obviously, we've had a lot of...
Tired of what? Tired of what?
Well, they probably are getting a lot of hate online, even if they deserve it. Even if they deserve it, bro, they're probably getting a lot of hate online.
Like, these motherfuckers are content creators that don't make content. They're boxing.
That's true, but they're on Twitter all day, just fucking going absolutely crazy, especially Anisa. Although Ethan, I guess, does something similar. Not Twitter, but, you know, something similar to Twitter. No? Oh, what the fuck?
Promoters that can't promote a boxing event. They've handed over the keys. Like, what are you tired of? Getting owned on the internet for being a fucking cuck?
True.
Like,
pretty
make
much,
some content, all right?
That's what I'm saying, dude. iDubbbz, make some content. All unironically, iDubbbz, make some content, bro. What are you doing? Enough is enough with all this stuff. Getting into these petty arguments with Ethan and Hassan, looking like a fool. Everybody's bringing forward, talking about how the first person you ever slept with, you married, took their last name. It's crazy. But whatever, you do you. Right? She's talking about how your breath stinks. Fucking crazy. Couldn't be my wife. Would never say that. My breath does stink, but she would never tell anybody that. Make some fucking content. You made this goddamn... Oh, let's cancel Ethan Klein. Like, what are you doing? Make it on... You had an opportunity to do it on somebody that actually fucking mattered. Like Asmongold or something. You know, somebody who goes on and just kind of regurgitates right-wing talking points. You know, you could have critiqued Asmongold, which I think would have been good. I mean, I saw a video of his where he was just watching some like right-wing video, be like, "Oh yeah, this is all true." That's crazy. You had such an opportunity. You could have gotten into something that, you know, you could have bridged the slop and you know, the political stuff, but instead you chose to come forward and talk about Ethan Klein. It's just, really? That was the first big bang you wanted to do? And then you've just been getting, like, you know, basically criticized and bullied ever since. You look like a fool. It's just, what a mark you're missing. And now what the fuck are you doing? Your creator clash ended. Seems like they're putting everything on hold. They're not issuing refunds, my understanding. You disconnected from the event after you destroyed it for, I guess, the second year in a row because it was unsuccessful last year. You lost $250,000. Had to raise money on the side, like a charity stream, which is nice, but you don't have to do a boxing event. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of the boxing event at that point? It just seems like you could have. It just seems like you could have done a lot better. It seems like you could have. It seems like you could have done something a lot more productive. But you didn't. You know, what are you doing?
Chop chop, chop chop. Let's go.
Of, you know, ups and downs over this past couple of weeks.
Tired of what? You're doing content cop without doing any of the cool content cop stuff, okay? You're just complaining in your cuck chair. All right, get to work.
For anyone who just watches the bog, I'll fill you in. I did a content cop on Ethan Klein. I know, kind of unexpected.
Everybody in the bog right now is like,
yeah, true.
What?
huh?
Huh? Where was this? And then...
What the fuck is the bog? The hell does that mean? Is that like, what he calls his people?
I did a follow-up video, which is...
They have absolutely no fucking charisma. It's crazy. And then we did this, and what's up, bog, dude?
Probably got thighs or feet. That's a very tough question that you're asking me, and I cannot answer that question.
Bog? What the fuck are you talking about?
Content deputy. And in that, I announced that Anisa and I are stepping away from Creator Clash.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's pop over to Chris the Narc's page here real quick, just so we can have a look at this one meme that I really like. Chris the Narc.
Christopher the Narcoleptic. Did you guys know that's what it stands for? You probably didn't.
Posted this meme. I know somebody else posted it on Twitter first, but there's really no other way to say this. I think I'm done being captain of this ship.
That's an epic meme.
Yeah, we handed off the
what the fuck?
We handed off the keys to Creator Clash. Okay, we're no longer owners. Fucking hilarious. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's keep playing it.
Yeah.
You know, I think there were multiple reasons, but I think the primary reason is just to you know, separate our.
I keep saying it, but I don't think that IDubbbz ever really wanted to do this thing. I think that he kind of did it for his wife, because she wanted to do it, and I don't think he ever had any passion in this boxing event.
Or, I guess shit stirring and drama nature from the event, especially since I'm not fighting. It's like it felt like it was more of a detriment to the event than it
after you drop the content nuke, yeah,
was a like benefit. And
I don't know. I feel like the content nuke, it's just kind of put yourself in a situation, or the event in a situation where it was never going to succeed from that point on. It's kind of a shame that you couldn't prioritize, you know, the people that were training for however long and investing their time and energy and effort into your creator clash. They were not even a second thought. They were like a fucking tertiary thought to you. It's just sad. Like, there's a lack of loyalty all ways around. It's kind of pathetic.
And we're okay with that, and we wish the company well, and we wish the
bro. It's so weak. It is so weak, bro. These people have no conviction on anything other than being soy and gay.
fighters well. We
Jesus Christ, soy and gay.
want everything to, you know, go well, because I mean, ultimately, that's I think a lot of what makes Creator Clash special is just these, you know, fighters who've never fought before, these influencers.
Yep.
You know, kicking ass.
It'd be nice if you guys could have promoted that somehow, some way. If you guys could have gotten some fucking traction. Now it seems like these fighters that you're so excited for the fighters. Looks like they're not even gonna get to fight. Looks like they might not even be compensated. And guess what? Nobody's buying tickets to the event. Like, people are demanding refunds. And all of this, what, in the name of charity? That's the big excuse that we keep using. It's dog shit. It is dog shit. This motherfucker can't do anything right.
Yep.
Or getting your ass kicked. Either way, it's cool.
You know, yeah. Also, I just want to say, like, we don't regret it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably should. Well, I mean, again, it's one of those psychological things where once you fuck something up and there's no other option, you kind of double down on it. But okay.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to make that very clear. Like, this stepping away from the company is not because we regret what we've done. We needed to do what we did. I'm very.
Why? Even in your own video, IDubbbz said that he doesn't think Ethan's a bad person. So what made you decide that you desperately needed to make a hit piece about somebody that you didn't even think was a bad person? It doesn't even make sense unless they're just virtue trolling, which is absolutely probably what happened.
I'm very proud of what you've done. I'm very proud of.
Bro, this you need to make sure in life, okay, chat? We're about to get real. This is something.
Well, let's get real. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, from a married guy who loves and respects his wife, IDubbbz is 100% like a skull of two human skulls of a person at this point. He's a shell of a person. There's no actual opinion going through his head anymore. It's everything his wife says. And the reason I'm saying that is, like, I've been there before, where, like, I've probably let my wife, like, sometimes I've been there before, I guess. I take my wife's her words and I take them very seriously, and she can change my perspective on things. I love my wife a lot. I feel like Ian is that personified. I don't think he has a single original thought. He can't even apparently brush his fucking teeth. He can't even apparently brush his fucking teeth without his wife telling him that he needs to. So I just don't think that there's anything really going on in there. I don't know.
I fear as a man growing up, okay? All right, I'm a young man. One day I'm going to be a man that's going to try to get a wife, okay?
True.
I want to have some kids,
Wait,
okay? Maybe get them to play soccer, be real pros at it.
Why soccer?
I hope I have a supportive woman that will call me out on my shit. When I am doing something retarded, when I'm doing something wrong, I don't need to be gaslighted. I don't need some woman telling me, oh yeah, jump off the bridge. I support you in anything you do, honey. Sometimes you need a woman to look at you and be like, hey, you're losing it right now, okay? I love you. Don't.
I think this statement puts a little too much agency onto IDubbbz. He's very clearly not making the decisions in this relationship.
Don't jump off the fucking bridge. This is brain dead. You are fucking brain dead, okay? I need you to lock in right now. And instead, what IDubbbz has is some retarded bimbo who sells her body online saying, I'm so proud of you, IDubbbz.
I'll say it right here. Like, this is like the stuff, saying stuff like this is what ends up like hurting the overall message, because it comes off as Like when I say something like, hey, you know, based on my experience with my wife that like I appreciate a lot, I'm almost guaranteeing you that Ian has no thoughts left in his head, and he just basically relinquishes everything to his wife, which is creates an incredibly toxic dynamic, because one person leading a relationship is always a failure. You need two people navigating your relationship or you will fail. That is just a fact. But when you're like, oh, she's a dumb bimbo, does OnlyFans, blah, 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 it just kind of comes off like people are going to be like, oh, okay, this guy's just being sexist, and they're not going to care about what you have to say after that. And then it's like unfortunate that, and I don't dislike this guy. He seems like he's a nice guy. I've seen some of his content. He's cool, but like this is the kind of stuff that just kind of it makes it hollow. It makes a lot of the commentary hollow. It makes a lot of commentary just kind of you know, shitty and boring. Because like, who cares if she does OnlyFans? Like, you could sit here and be like, oh, I don't like that she does OnlyFans. There's nothing wrong with saying that, but like, just like, oh, some dumb fucking bimbo does OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. You're just like, okay, you're kind of boiling her down to something that really does not matter. That's not the main criticism. Isn't that she's an OnlyFans girl? The main criticism is that she's fucking stupid. You know. It's like her OnlyFans means like absolutely nothing. Like, I don't give a fuck that she does OnlyFans. It's not even part of the conversation. Not even part of the criticism. Doesn't need to be part of the criticism. It's irrelevant, you know?
So proud of you, burning the bridge with H3, criticizing him. What a terrible Zionist. I'm so glad you sided with Hasanabi, okay? Oh, you're so good. You're so good. I love you, iDubbbz. Like, all right. How's your creator clash going? Oh, you handed over the keys. Okay, cool. You gave up on that. All right. How's the podcast going? Oh, okay, first one back in a month and a half. All right. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna. This is something I've been saving for a while, but I haven't had a good reason to show you guys. Okay. Now, it was a big, exciting thing that Ian and Cold Ones would get back together and make some content together.
The fuck is Cold Ones?
Because back in the day, anything for views, what the fuck's his name? Anything for views, iDubbbz and Max, okay? They would all make content together, all right? Max Mofo. Let's have a look at something. All right, the Cold Ones audience was so excited. They were like, man, like, it's been so long since iDubbbz has interacted with Max and Chad. Like, I really want to see this. And by the way, I am the Cold Ones audience. I love Cold Ones. Now, I haven't watched them as much as
I guess I don't, because I have no fucking idea what this is.
I used to, but I love Cold Ones nonetheless, okay? This, I never watched. I had a feeling it was going to be shit. And, you know... Let's have a look, okay? Let's click on the video. Let's take a look at the comments, all right? Now, let me be super clear. iDubbbz missed out on Max Mofo's wedding because his wife had a tattoo appointment.
Is that true? That's horrible. What a piece of shit friend. No way. There's no way that he... Is that real?
All right. Close friend, collaborator, content creator, Max Mofo and iDubbbz, okay? They were friends, all right? They were talking in the DMs. He missed his wedding because his wife, Anisa, had a fucking tattoo appointment.
Bro, is this actually true? That's so fucked up. That's what a selfish thing to do. Holy shit. That's actually pathetic. There's no way that's real. If that's real, that's actually probably the worst. To me, I know this is going to sound terrible. That's worse than him making a joke about how Ethan got sent human skulls to his house. That's disgusting. She had a tattoo appointment. There's no context about this tattoo that would ever have anything to do with any excuse that would ever justify missing a very good friend of yours going on vacation. Or excuse me, going on vacation. Friend's wedding. There was nothing that could ever justify that. Joji was on tour and he still made the wedding. That's gross, dude. That's disgusting. What a loser. I couldn't imagine. The only time, like, I'm not rich, but the only time I would miss like a very good friend's wedding is if they had a destination wedding or they were a minority. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. If they're having a destination wedding, I'm like, I'm not going to travel there. But you have a friend who's getting a very good friend that's getting married and you decide not to go because your wife is getting a tattoo. She made the appointment after the RSVP invitation? That's crazy, dude. I don't know, man. That, like, I never knew that. I already thought iDubbbz was kind of a scumbag. After that, like, that's just unfriendly. I don't know. Is that stupid? That's just gross, man. That's a friend of yours. Like, what does friendship mean to you? That's just pathetic. I don't know. That's pathetic. I think that's pathetic.
let's have a look at the comments. All right.
Dude, I can't. I don't even believe you guys, to be honest with you. There's no way. That's unironically just so gross. It's a gross thing. It's insane.
So I have not watched this video. All right. You know what? If you guys want to watch this video with me on stream, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. We'll do that. Okay. Let's read some of these comments. You guys are lucky he could fit you in between his wife's tattoo appointments. It's so sweet of you two to invite your lesbian aunt on the show. She didn't contribute much. She seemed to enjoy watching you two have fun nonetheless. This is like when the weird cousin is back after years of him being away from the family functions because of his drug and alcohol abuse. Ian was going crazy in this one. He drank half a glass of wine in under an hour.
Wow, half a glass of wine under an... I'm assuming that's being facetious.
You guys aren't aware, Cold Ones, like the whole point, I mean, it's called Cold Ones, is you're supposed to get drunk and have fun doing the podcast or whatever the fuck they're doing, okay?
That's I guess his wife wouldn't let him get drunk.
The Cold Ones has always been about. Here's another one. Bro looks like...
That's a famous bit of Ian lore? That's actually insane.
He's actually banned from
I'm surprised Ethan didn't bring that up.
Having fun. Edit. Let me know. Anisa put this comment in the thumbnail of her podcast episode. This feels like when your mom forces you to play with a friend you haven't seen in years. 10 minutes in the comments are already a war zone. Let's just talk about it. These are Cold Ones enjoyers. These are people that love Max and Chad. Okay, these are not people that would have hated iDubbbz because, oh, iDubbbz is a soy little cuck. They dislike iDubbbz because he's not entertaining. He wouldn't drink to have fun with these guys. He fucking skipped out on Max Mofo's wedding because his wife had a fucking tattoo appointment. This guy is a terrible friend. He's a douche. Nobody fucking likes him.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right.
Even people that are apolitical. Do you think these comments give a fuck about their politics? Do you think they give a fuck about Ian and Anisa supporting Gaza or...
Probably not, no.
Not supporting Israel or not liking H3. They don't give a fuck, okay? These people are Max and Chad enjoyers, all right? They like Cold Ones. And even they can see through the bullshit that this guy is a washed up fucking loser and his wife is so far up his ass, has got him so goddamn whipped, and the audience...
I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't contest that. It's... You know, it's you can't even contest that anymore, dude. If she's making him not go to a fucking wedding of his best friend,
can fucking see it. An audience that I would argue is as neutral as it's gonna get. An audience that has loved Max and Chad in every one of their endeavors. Okay, they just...
Would I consider Ian to be in an emotionally abusive relationship? No. I don't think so. I think that they have a toxic relationship. I think that he has decided to relinquish all agency and autonomy of himself to be in this relationship. I don't think that he stands up for himself, and I think that that's his fault more than anything else. You know, he's made that decision by himself, you know, to relinquish control. I don't think that it's like some kind of an abusive relationship. You know, there doesn't seem to be any like legitimate threat or anything like that. It seems like he's content being a weak piece of shit. You know, not every single time that somebody's weaker in the relationship does that mean that they're being abused. I would say a lot of times it just makes them weak. He doesn't want to have a decision. He doesn't want to make decisions. Like whatever. He's an adult. He can do whatever he wants, but I don't think it's like abusive.
Cannot fucking handle how soy this little boy is. And again, I don't want to invoke Cold Ones as the litmus test. I think they're a very good litmus test as a community that really just enjoys entertainment and is not here for drama, is not here for politics, is not here for any of that. They just like watching Max and Chad get drunk and do fun shit. Okay, that's what they like. It's fun. It's awesome. It's some of the best content on the internet right now. I think Cold Ones is some of the best, okay? And they just don't like iDubbbz. They find him not entertaining. They find him boring. They find him soy. I don't know what else to say, okay? It's not a political reason that people don't like iDubbbz. But yeah, we'll get back to the podcast. If you guys...
I mean, that makes sense. That's why it seemed to like shift the entire narrative when iDubbbz weighed in.
Want me to watch this on stream, let me know. I'm super down. Let's take a look at the rest of what they have to say about Creator Clash.
You know,
I am too. And you know, it's still, you know, it's hard, right? Like I was going to talk about it on Hassan's stream.
Whoa,
which,
but he didn't let you talk about anything. Wow, not cooked.
but I don't know. He was in some spiral about
Hassan was in some
He was in a spiral. Maybe he was in a tizzy.
spiral. Be careful, iDubbbz. If you can learn anything from our boy Ludwig, okay? Got to be careful what you say about Hassan. Don't let Hassan hear that you're saying he's spiraling.
content nuke. I didn't
Well,
want
I
to.
mean, it's very upsetting.
And Anisa comes in to play damage control. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hassan, it's okay that he was
It's okay. I'm okay.
spiraling. I mean, it's really upsetting. Like, I totally get it.
Like, I watched the content nuke.
Well, I don't know if you guys know that she's 20% Lebanese. Excuse me, she's 50% Lebanese. People don't understand this about Anisa. She's 50% Lebanese. And a lot of you are probably asking, but Papa got. They've literally admitted she's 8% Lebanese, and the other 92% is some kind of white. But you have to understand, she colonized the other 42%, as is our right as white people. Am I right, guys? That's a joke. White people don't have the right to colonize anything. We just do it for fun.
Well, Ian tried to force me to
Yeah.
watch the content nuke,
And
it's very
disingenuous. It's very disingenuous. How could they?
disingenuous. So it's like very hard to like not get angry.
Everything we do, super good faith. Nothing, no hate, nothing involved. Everything H3 does, disingenuous, terrible, fucked up, bad.
But yeah, I the point I was making is just that year 2 of Creator Clash,
Ian tried to force her.
I did.
Honey, if you please, do you want? Can you please watch the? Maybe we can watch the content together. No, I'm going on a date with Hassan Parker.
Year 2, the one where they lost $250,000, did not donate anything to stream to charity, and had to stream in order to make the money back.
Keep my personal shit to myself and didn't really make videos that I was very excited about because I was concerned about other people. And
by the way, he says that
You didn't make videos you were excited about because you were concerned about other people. You made the only video that he made was something about like the cart guy, right? Cart narcs.
the reality is he gave up on doing his documentary series where he would go and see different creators and talk about them.
You think they're gonna be divorced in the next 5 years? I don't think that that's true. I don't think that iDubbbz would ever divorce her. I think that he would be the kind of guy that would just like let her cheat or something. That's the vibes I get from that.
After Sam Hyde, if he had just continued doing that, people would still like his content. I mean, those narratives were really fun. It was a lot of fun watching his Airsoft Fatty video. But the reality is, when he was no longer the what do they call him? The narrative master, whatever the fuck the term was. When he was no longer in control of the narrative, when Sam Hyde exposed him as a little fraud, okay, he gave up on doing the IRL documentary
Also, just to be clear, Sam Hyde is a white supremacist, so he's not a good person.
content when he felt that he was no longer in control. If he kept doing that, would have been great. Instead, he started making, let's review Chex Mix. What generation would like eating?
Again, I don't think the Chex Mix thing was a bad idea. He should have just committed to it. The mistake he made was thinking that he would get as many views doing that as his old content. Just move on, make different stuff, and like just be okay with the views not being as good. That's just what's going to happen. It's okay. Stop being so fucking insecure.
Chex Mix.
so this year,
Let's trap some squirrels. Like, who the fuck was gonna watch that, iDubbbz, you fucking
squirrels.
idiot?
was like,
Squirrels,
let's
can I get
see
up this?
if
Oh,
if
okay.
I can do
All right.
this and run the event as well. And we did for a period, but
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's in better hands.
So, here's a big claim. I think it's in better hands. I think now that I'm making this content that I feel is negatively impacting Creator Clash, I think it is in better hands.
He probably felt that way from the start, though, in his defense, only because he's fucking worthless.
What is Anisa going to say to that? Is Anisa going to let her pride take that hit and say, you know what? It is for the best. It is in better hands. It is, is she? And by the way, mind
Whoa, are you telling me you pre-watched this?
you, in Creator Clash 2, they lost money. They lost money. The charity event lost money. They were not able to turn a profit. These same people that lost money booked the same venue as the venue they lost money. They made money the first year. Could have went back to that venue. No, we have to go back to the venue in which we lost money. Okay.
Was the venue like the problem that made them lose money? Like, what was the actual issue with it?
All right. What does Anisa have to say about
I
that?
mean, I know they spent more money on the fighters or something, but I also know they had a controversy with Sam Hyde.
Yeah, it's definitely in better hands. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's definitely in better hands.
I mean, I'm not gonna say. No, because that would make me look like a fucking idiot, and I don't want to
Oh,
look like an idiot. I mean, I could have run this myself. I just made the better decision that, you know what, I want them to do it. I wanna relinquish my power. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, though. It all adds up. That this whole boxing thing was always Anisa's thing, and she could never produce anything by herself, so she latched herself onto iDubbbz. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. And then he decided to give up his, the stuff he actually enjoyed doing, which was content creation, to box for whatever reason. I don't know. This is probably like super speculative. But if I had to guess, I would say that iDubbbz kind of hit a wall on the creation of his content. Something felt like less fresh to him. He could stop caring as much. He was just getting older, and he didn't know how to translate that feeling. He met Anisa, and she kind of grabbed onto him and like pulled or forced a meaning onto it, which was that you're getting older and more empathy, and you have to completely regret everything you used to do. And you know what? I don't think you want to make content anymore, but maybe you want to do like a boxing event. Maybe you want to fight, and then they kind of did this whole thing, which Ian very clearly does not like at all. He even like mocked it himself, talking about getting hit in the head and all these things. I don't think he ever necessarily liked it. Maybe part of him thought it might be kind of fun, but and then it all just boils up to this point here.
I could do it, but I don't want to.
Ooh,
like, dude, take some responsibility. Accept that you lost in the last one. You didn't do well at all, okay? Then you and your boyfriend decided to do this bullshit content cop that got even more people upset, even more people trying to cancel their tickets. Like, it is what it is. Just take responsibility. Instead, no. I don't want to say it's in better hands, okay? I know we fucked up the last one, didn't make any money. I know nobody's buying tickets to this one. I know fighters are pulling out, but it's not in better hands, okay? Because we could have done it ourselves.
That's disingenuous. I don't think it's definitely
That's disingenuous, okay?
in better hands. I think it's in capable hands.
Okay, so we don't even want to big up the new event organizers.
Well, that's all they're talking on their private stream, but it would have been a good idea for them to do this publicly and be like, oh yeah, we think it's in better hands, very capable hands, and just talk them up. That would make the most sense to me, so that you can maybe, give them a good boost on their way over to doing this shit, on their way over to taking over the events, but try to inspire some kind of confidence.
Because that would be too much of an endorsement for the people that we gave the event to run it better than we can, right? Isn't that the whole idea? I mean, you guys lost money. Wouldn't you want them to be better than you? No, well, they're in capable hands. Okay, they're capable. That's it. They're capable. She's bro. If it doesn't make her look better, I can't do it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I wouldn't say better hands. I would say capable hands. Jeez, bro.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, of course you would say that, cuck dubs.
Genuinely
Okay.
step away. Like, I think there's people that are like, it's a lie. No, we did. We have no
Was anybody like, oh my god, it's a lie? I think everybody was just making fun of you for it, no?
control over anything anymore, to the point where I'm like texting people like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, you gotta trust us. Like, that's
Oh wait, they didn't have any control over anything anymore? Are you saying that like you guys didn't even make any of the decisions at a certain point?
like the
Man, does that sound like a vote of confidence for the people that they?
It sounds like they didn't have like. It sounds like they weren't like a. It sounds like they weren't in control of this event for a while. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? This just sounds like they weren't in control of the event for like a long time, which is probably a good thing.
Handed it off to? Does that sound like a vote of confidence? Look at this mess that these fucks have created for every fighter that's involved there, for every fan of theirs that wanted to support their event. They fucking ditched the event faster than anyone could get a fucking refund. Never forget this. If you're a fucking iDubbbz fan, when you went to support his fucking content, his creator clash, when you wanted to support iDubbbz event, Anisa's event, fans of iDubbbz, when you wanted to support them, they dropped you like fucking, like that. They dropped you in a second. They didn't give a fuck. All right, they dropped you, and they didn't give you. They didn't give the event that you paid money to go see. Right? They didn't give you that event to better hands. They gave it to capable hands. They gave it to. Well, they can do it. That's the mentality.
It sounds like part of this is that she's like already pre-blaming them. Like, oh yeah, we didn't even make decisions anymore. They were just like, trust us, we're gonna do this, blah, 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 which is probably better off because they seem to have like terrible decision making skills. But it's it just kind of seems like from the start they're trying to dust it off and just be like, no, they were actually in control the whole time. So any failure that happens is because naturally it's because it's their fault. They were doing this the whole time. It's all their fault,
They have. They're telling you on the podcast. They don't give a fuck about you. They see it as money in and out, figures in and out. What's easier for us? It's a lot of stress. We're getting a lot of criticism, a lot of backlash. Let's just back out. All right, our hands are off the wheel. You can't criticize us anymore. And then they go on their podcast and say that the people that are running it, they're not giving us enough information. They're in capable hands. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's doing too well.
Level of interaction I'm getting now. So,
What?
Like, I think there's people that are like,
To the point, she's going to say, to the point where I'm texting people, what the fuck is going on?
it's a lie. No, we did. We have no control over anything anymore, to the point where I'm like texting people like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, you gotta trust us. Like, that's like the level of interaction I'm getting now. So,
Like, does that sound like somebody that's
Or is she saying that like after the fact? Or maybe she's saying that after the fact. But I hear you're saying that after the fact that she's texting them now, and it's like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, no, trust us. Now that they're disconnected, I don't know.
excited or happy with how the event's being handled? Hilarious.
But yeah, it's all for the best.
All for the best for who? All for the best for who? The people that paid money to go to your event? The people that wanted to support you? Or yourself because you wanted to get your fucking ass out of the fire as fast as fucking possible?
I mean, it seems like this is the first decision Ian's made without Anisa, so maybe that's...
Fortunately, with our busy weeks, we have not seen Grizzly.
Busy weeks. They're not uploading shit, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing is being uploaded. What's so busy? Oh, sorry. We had to go to therapy 4 times a week.
Man, by the way, Dane.
I mean, maybe. If they do go to a therapist, I wonder if it's like Anisa's therapist, like a friend, Just, I don't know, just something, something Anisa. Something Anisa bad, dude. Something Anisa bad. I don't know. What the hell?
What's so busy? Oh, sorry. We had to go.
But I would imagine it's her idea. I don't think that, they need as much therapy as they would potentially claim that they fucking need.
Go to therapy 4 times a week.
Man, by the way, Dane.
oh yeah, Dane,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I assumed as much.
And that's about it. Yeah, they move off of the topic, but it's golden. These people, they just suck as people. They are terrible content creators. And as per event organizing, horrific. The archetype of iDubbbz is a warning to all young men, okay? Don't let some broad with tattoos and dyed hair, don't let them change you. Don't. Therapy
Unless you got to change your diaper, baby. You know what I'm saying, bro?
won't fix you. Anyway, shout out iDubbbz. Thank you for the content. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Damn, love the content. That's why we can't let Hassan get banned. We need to keep up the content.